this blew my mind when I found out about it.
People just want to make money. And at what cost?
Where soldiers or people in the military, Navy SEALs are selling.
That is absolutely nuts. And that further in my head fuels the fact that
Ruslan.
This is an interesting conversation with regards to a topic that's hot on the internet.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, then we talking.
Conspiracy theories.
Oof. Come on, you talking my language. Yo, aliens, let's get it.
I think oftentimes, not all the time, because I think there'd be true conspiracies.
Okay.
But I think oftentimes a lot of conspiracies are out there and keep us distracted
Yeah.
from the obvious ones that are true.
Yeah, I can rock with that.
And so this blew my mind when I found out about it. Have you ever heard of Trap Lord Ross?
No.
Trap Lord Ross is a massive YouTube channel, and he does these like documentaries on like the drill scene of Jacksonville, and he'll go into all these like obscure artists that are like got a couple big records on YouTube.
Yeah.
But these are like really street dudes.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so he's done like New York, he's done London, yada yada. He's a white dude, really interesting, real funny. And bro, these are like 3.5 hour long documentaries. Okay.
Okay.
And he did one on the deadliest gangs of Chicago.
Oof.
Okay. And he brushed over something that when I watched the doc the first time around, I didn't even notice it. I didn't even notice it until someone pointed it out in the comments section. And this is one of those like, this is right under our nose. It's reported on the news and no one pays attention to it, of what is happening in parts like Chicago that I think are really underserved.
Yeah.
By the local authorities, by the
Yeah.
federal authorities, so on and so forth. I mean, this place is like Jackson, Mississippi that don't got clean drinking water right now.
Man, that sucks, bro.
Right now. And so I want to play you this clip, and I want to bounce this off you. And this is Trap Lord Ross's second channel here, and this is him reacting to some of the feedback he got about his deadliest gangs of Chicago. This is he covered the gang No Limit. This is the gang that G Herbo and Lil Bibby are from. This is the kind of stuff where like you guys get caught up in like Illuminati this, Illuminati that. This stuff is happening right under our noses and no one gives a crap. By the way, there might be some profanity in this, so.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Explicit, explicit, explicit.
All right, check this out.
As a model for rappers coming up in Chicago to keep their business and leave the streets alone. Shit only ends two ways, in a box or in a cell. This is an interesting one. I want you guys to realize just how overlooked the
Watch this.
issue of the Navy SEALs selling weapons to the gang members from Kentucky. This is an extremely overlooked detail, and as sad as it is, it happens a lot more than people think. It's so easy to get a gun in low-income areas, it's insane. I really wish people would stop killing each other, but it feels like outside people will always fuel this kind of violence.
I did not know this.
Bruh, look at this article.
I did not know this.
Look at this article. This is on the news. Gun used in South Loop barbershop killing tied to U.S. soldiers accused of trafficking guns.
That's I've never ever have known about this.
A handgun in the South Loop killing of a friend of a well-known rapper, G Herbo, was among a cache of weapons. A trio of U.S. soldiers at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, conspired to sell in Chicago to court records.
Interestingly, the gun used in this crime would end up being connected to 3 Navy SEALs who had been busted running a gun racket in Chicago for years, with the news later reporting that US soldiers in Kentucky were selling weapons across state lines to Pocket Town gang members who were using those guns to settle scores on the streets. It kind of makes me upset to think that, you know, you've got these weapons manufacturers. I mean, it's all well and good in America. Guns are pretty widespread. They're pretty widely available. What the whole, you know, gun laws and, you know, constitutional right to bear arms that you guys have going on. But even so, guns that are produced for domestic self-defense is very different to guns that are literally manufactured for armed warfare.
Yo, that is, if true, I say if because you just never know. I want to protect myself.
Allegedly.
Allegedly true. That is absolutely nuts. And that further in my head fuels the fact that the government and people in high up places do not look at people like us who were raised or are in lower income neighborhoods in the hood like they care. They want to see us kill each other. Not like they want to watch us do it.
They just don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care at all.
They don't care
at all.
And the fact that this is, and to Trap Lord Ross's point here, he's saying, look, there's a difference. Because remember, some of these shootings, yes, they're happening with handguns. Some of these shootings are happening with guns you can't buy in a store.
They talk about that all the time. The Dracos,
the Dracos,
the AKs.
Yeah, and so the gun discussion. I'm a Second Amendment guy, right?
Same.
I own firearms.
Yeah. I have one as well.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna get my conceal and carry. But there's guns we can't go into the store and buy.
Yes,
we can't.
They're military grade.
The
guns.
military grade guns, and what that means is we can't walk in and buy a fully automatic gun. Okay, a fully automatic gun is where you press the trigger and multiple bullets pop out. That's a fully automatic gun.
Yeah,
you can get a semi-auto, which is you have to pull the trigger. A Glock is a semi-auto. An AR is a semi-auto. You have to pull the trigger. These folks are getting access to military-grade guns. So imagine the carnage where you don't have to pull the trigger each time you release a shot. You could just hold it down and spray up a whole block.
Bro, people just want to make money. And at what cost? Those soldiers wanted to make money. And they were like, yo, what? These people want guns that I have readily available. Let me try to backdoor them and make some bread.
That's crazy, bro.
Yo,
that's crazy.
The dollar will make anybody do anything.
Let me play the rest of this.
You know, global conflicts. The fact that you've got guns from the military, they're being circumvented sent to the inner cities where they're being used in gang beefs. Like, these are literally military weapons, and they're falling into the hands of the pocket town GDs. It's just crazy, and it's really sad.
The way he said that, they're falling into the hands of the pocket town GDs.
bro, like, think about it. Like, especially in Atlanta, like, this happens a lot. A lot of shootings happen in Atlanta, and a lot of the shooters are not even people my age, bro. They're like kids.
They're kids, yeah. And same thing in Chicago. Chicago and Atlanta got the same rates, by the way, of gun violence.
It's like, it's nuts, bro. Like, it's like, I'm talking about like 17, 18, like even 16-year-old kids just wanting to shoot them up.
It's crazy.
I'll show you, but like a quick story. There was a thing in Atlanta on the Beltline. You familiar with the Beltline? That's where people walk around. It's like the Atlanta boardwalk, but it's not a boardwalk. There's no ocean. It's just like a 5-mile stretch where people ride their bikes, walk their dogs. There's like bars and everything along it. It's great. It's great for families. Long story short, this 14-year-old kid stole somebody's phone. They caught him stealing their phone. They confronted him and said, hey, can I have my phone back? Long story short, the kid, 14 years old, no joke, pulls out a gun and says, get away from me before I shoot you.
Whoa.
And he still stole their phone.
Whoa.
14 years old, bro.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the not to take away from the evil of how these gangs are probably structured, but from my understanding and watching these documentaries, a lot of this is kids doing the dirty work, the heavy lifting, the grimy stuff. It's a lot of kids doing this stuff.
That's the reality. You know, you fall into the gang lifestyle and you're getting hunted down by your ops who are being armed by the American military. Like, that's just crazy. This whole war between them is like a movie. Getting out of jail and shot 64 times, the top killer snitching on his deathbed, even the fact that death is so common, a random bystander placed a sheet over a body on the street without even calling the police. Everything seems so crazy.
Sheesh, man.
That's crazy.
It's sad, man. It's really sad that there's parts of our country like the east side of Chicago, the west side of Chicago, that are going through this sort of stuff, and it's hard to even know what the solutions are.
Exactly.
I don't think not letting people protect themselves is the solution. By the way, like, I don't think stricter gun laws is the solution. But if there's any degree of conspiring happening like this, where soldiers or people in the military, Navy SEALs, are selling military grade guns to people, like, that's kind of nuts, man.
It's sad, bro.
I looked up the crime rate of Chicago and Atlanta.
Yeah.
And it was the murder rate was similar per capita.
Yeah.
But what I found interesting was that there was way less people getting robbed in Atlanta.
People don't rob people in Atlanta. People break
because everybody's probably strapped.
Well, yeah. Well, that, and also, like,
anytime I'm in Atlanta, everybody I'm around has a firearm on them, has a firearm out in the
you just
studio.
never know. You just never know.
All the time.
You never know, bro. You never know. I have one in my car at all times. Yeah. But it's like, Atlanta's thing is not robbing in the sense of robbing someone like a stick up, like in person. It's they break into cars. Atlanta's break-in. It's crazy. Like, they'll hit 5-6 cars in the same garage in the same day. It's crazy out there, bro.
And it said that Simeon blessed God.